So I've been watching a lot of videos and it's looking more and more like I've got a blown head gasket, and that sucks. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, it sucks. It sucks. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside and start the car, take the coolant cap off, and see if it just starts like blowing over when I rev it. And if it does, that most likely means that I have a blown head gasket. I'm not a mechanic. I can't tell you really why that happens, but around 20 people have messaged me. Some people have had the same issue and it was a head gasket. I've talked to an actual mechanic. I've seen several videos on YouTube of the same thing happening on a Cobra, and it was the head gasket. I have 134,000 miles. I've been warned several times that probably head gaskets will go out sooner or later with 134,000 miles. So there's a good bit of coolant in there. Now I just gotta see if it's gonna spill over. I think it's going to spill over. I think it's gonna get everywhere, which I'm not excited about, but I need to do this to find out if I in fact need a new head gasket or not. I don't know how hot it needs to be, but so far it looks fine. It's not jumping out of the coolant tank, but the car's not warm yet. I've never done this before. I don't really know what I'm doing, so just waiting to see if it gets too hot and does anything, and I'll turn it off immediately. But maybe it's not. Fingers crossed. Maybe it's not the head gasket. Couple minutes. The gauge is still good right now. It's not hot yet, so that's interesting. Couple more minutes in, we're still good. The heat gauge is still zeroed out. It's not even warm yet. That's strange. But then again, I usually don't just sit here and idle. I usually drive it. In a second, it's going to start idling really choppy. It does that. It does have some rust in it, so one thing that I will say is it definitely needs a radiator bleed. So I'm going to have to do that regardless. Alright, so it's been idling for a bit. As you can tell, the radiator fan did kick on. It seems to be working. So that's good at least. Radiator fan's cooling it off. It's still not hot yet. But let me take a look and see if the temperature gauge has moved yet. We're still good. So the temperature gauge is just now getting above, like, right there. See? So it's not even to like running temperature yet. And it's been idling for a while now. Temperature gauge is starting to rise pretty fast, so we might be cutting it off like right now in a second. Still looking good over here. Doesn't look like it's overheating yet. I don't know. I'm getting kind of nervous, so I don't want to keep idling it, but we're going to stay pegged in the middle. We're at running temperature now. We're at running temperature, so if it stays here at running temperature, we're okay. If it goes above running temperature, cutting it off. And so now that our running temperature is starting to idle funny. See, now I'm getting the cammed idle. See, now this might mess me up. When it does this, it's like we're blowing out. So, I slept on it a little bit, and I'm not so sure that it's a blown head gasket anymore. I've gotten so many DMs from you guys. Tons of DMs from fellow 0304 Cobra owners. Hi, thanks for all the DMs and the messages and the comments on YouTube, and I appreciate all of the support and love, and I just appreciate in general you guys trying to help me out. But I'm not sure if it's a blown head gasket. I had a DM from one 03 Cobra owner that said that he had the same issue that I'm having, and it was literally just that a water pump went out. I had another person send me a message and say that it was definitely an issue with the thermostat. So I have a couple of you guys that are like super sure that it's a thermostat. I have one of you guys that thinks it's a water pump. I have several people, the majority, that thinks it is a blown head gasket. And I've just gotten to the point now where I don't have any expectations anymore. If it's a blown head gasket, it's a blown head gasket. If it's a water pump, it's a water pump. If it's a thermostat, awesome, that's really cheap to fix. But either way, it's gonna involve some work and the car being off the road for a bit, so it doesn't really matter at this point. I can't really 100% get a verdict from my mechanic until next Tuesday because he's busy. He's Mr. Popular around here. But just really quickly, one more test that I wanted to do is just to go outside and check my dipstick and look into the oil and to see if there's any cream pie action. If there's any creaminess in there, that means that there's coolant mixing with my engine, and that's really not good at all because that can cause rust. And you don't want rust in your engine block. If you guys can even, okay. So this looks pretty normal to me. Like, I don't know if the camera will even focus on the dipstick here, but this looks normal to me. So I don't see any creaminess here either. Doesn't look like there's coolant in there, so that's good. Coolant wasn't overflowing out of here, so that's good. This old coolant expansion tank is peeling right here. I don't know if this is bad, like if that could hurt it. I've been looking for parts to replace like just this top. I don't think you can replace just the top of the Moroso coolant expansion tank. And this tank itself is a couple $100 bucks, so don't want to replace the whole thing. But if you guys know of any way to like fix just that, let me know. Obviously this car is sat outside. I don't have a garage, so it gets weathered over time. But it doesn't seem to me like we have a head gasket issue because there's no cream pie in here, there's no gooey goo. It did not do bubbly things here when I started it yesterday. It seems okay. Well guys, that's gonna be about it for this video. And I'm sorry if it's boring. It's literally just me trying to figure out what is wrong with my car. I've probably said this a few times in this video already, but I'm not a mechanic. So it's pretty hard for me just to go right out there and be like, yep, because this looks like this, there's definitely a problem with the head gasket. I'm kind of more so of, well, let me Google this and Google that because I know basics. I can change oil, I can change brakes, I can change tires, change wheels. I can kind of do the basic car stuff, but I did not go to school to build motors or kind of know what's going on with them. And so I'm kind of at the mercy of the internet and of my mechanic when it comes to getting that kind of stuff fixed. And I don't want to like take matters in my own hands with things like this just because that's such an expensive motor if it breaks in any big way. So I don't think that I have a blown head gasket because all the signs of a blown head gasket are not there. I've checked the coolant. It's not bubbling. It's not jumping up in the coolant tank when I hit boost. There's no chalky, cakey, creamy stuff in the oil. But I'm hoping that, you know, with the power of the internet and you guys and having several mechanics and a tuner on my side, that we can get the car running the way that it should be and just slowly fix things and build the car together. That is what we're doing here. And again, I'm sorry, this is kind of an anticlimactic video with not a lot going on, but this is more of a video documenting what's going on and updating you guys on what's going on. But yeah guys, I'm gonna take a deep breath and go for a long walk at the park. One thing I've learned over time with playing around with cars is that you can't get mad at your car when things break, because if you're building a performance car that has a decent amount of miles and it's not stock, things are gonna break. It doesn't matter if you have a Chevy, if you have a Ford, or if you have a Ferrari. Things are going to break. If you like to play around, if you have a good bit of miles and you have a performance car, things are going to break. If you don't want things to break, then buy a Prius and don't ever drive it hard. I love you guys, and with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully we'll get a little closer to figuring out what's wrong with the Cobra. If you have any ideas, comment them, you know, in the comment box below. Again, if you guys are mechanics, you probably know a heck of a lot more than me. I'm not claiming to be Mr. Knowledge with Cobras. Like I know a lot because I've had my car for 7 years and I've had lots of little issues to solve here and there, and I've had to learn things because of them. Like the fuel rod pressure sensor has been like the most annoying issue with the Cobra. And there's been other little issues as well, like I had to get a Kenny Bell booster pump because my fuel pumps weren't giving me enough fuel on the dyno and it was causing problems. And so yeah, we've learned a lot just because we've been through a lot and we've had to learn a lot, but at the end of the day, I am not a mechanic. But I love you guys, And thank you for joining me in this video. Like the video if you enjoyed this video. I already told you to comment. I'm not sorry for my weird quirkiness. My right arm is about to fail because this camera actually gets pretty heavy after a while, and I'm just holding the bad boy. Oh man, it's heavy. My right deltoid is about, Jordan, put the damn thing down. I can't handle it anymore. It's too heavy. I love you guys. The point is, whenever things are frustrating and going wrong, just keep holding your camera straight out and vlogging that shit anyways. Just document it, show it to your bros, get your bros to help you fix it. God, I can't even hold this camera anymore. I'll see you guys next video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, already subscribe to the channel, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell to get notifications from your boy, Jordan. I'll see you guys next video. Much love. Oh.